Now that you have learned about how to create your budget, it's time to talk about how to use the data section to track your expenses. Notice there are two worksheets in this section: transactions and savings allocation. Before I can explain how to fill them out, it is important that you know the difference between the two worksheets. So let's talk about that briefly. The transactions worksheet deals with money that flows in and out of your bank account. So when your paycheck is deposited, when you pay for groceries, when you purchase new tires for your car, or when you deposit a check, that is all recorded here. Basically, anytime something hits your bank account, either in or out, you add it to the transactions worksheet. You would be able to use this worksheet to determine the total amount of money in your bank account. The savings allocation worksheet, on the other hand, picks up right where the transaction worksheet leaves off. Savings allocation does not deal with money that physically flows in and out of your bank account. Rather, it takes the money that is left in your bank account and it allocates it to different prepaid expense accounts. In other words, it sorts the money that is in your bank account. I'll go into more detail on this in the next video. For now, all you need to know is that whenever you make or spend money, that goes into the transactions worksheet. And again, we're going to focus on this one for this video, but we will talk about the other one shortly. All right, so adding your expenses to this worksheet is pretty simple. The first column in blue is a formula. You won't put data here. This will, again, auto-fill in as you add data in the rest of these columns. The date column, that's pretty self-explanatory. The category is going to be the number you assign to each category in the budget sheet. So these category numbers here. The amount, of course, is the total amount you spent or earned. And the description is optional, actually. So fill it out if you want to add a few more details about each item to help you remember, but it is optional. I will add the first three columns are not optional. You must fill out all three or the item will not be tracked properly throughout the spreadsheet. So let's go over a few examples so you see how to fill this out. Again, pretty simple. So let's say that on July 1st, 2021, you made $1,000. So you'd put in the date, which I just mentioned. So July 1st, 2021. Now looking back at the budget, you may notice that the expense category starts at 2 and not 1. Well, that's because revenue is category 1. So every time you make money, you're just going to put it under category 1. Just remember, category 1 is your revenue. Okay, so you'll see that the left column is going to fill in with the category description, and this just helps you keep track of everything and make sure that you assigned it to the correct category. And by the way, if you choose a category that isn't in your budget, such as 15, it's going to fill in with a 0 here, and this just lets you know that the category doesn't exist. All right, back to category 1. Okay, so now that we've assigned a category to it, we need to fill out the amount, which was $1,000, and I'll give it a brief description. Okay, that's done. One entry, and again, pretty easy here. So let's do an expense. How about rent? Let's say that you spent $400 for rent on, let's say, July 31st. So 7/31/21, and then your rent is category 2. So we'll put category 2 here, $400. And I'm not sure why I put this as rent. This would actually be your paycheck, my bad. And so, okay, that's another entry. Now you might be wondering, how about a prepaid category? Imagine you had to repair your car and spent $600 on that. Well, the entry would look exactly the same. No difference. Let's say it was on the 24th, category 3, which is car repairs, 600. Let's say replaced tires. Okay. So already 3 entries, pretty straightforward. So you do that for any time you make or spend money. And again, it'll track it and you'll learn how to analyze it in these worksheets. Okay, finally, in case you were wondering, the spreadsheet can handle up to 750 entries per month or 9,000 per year. So one entry being one line here, you should never probably need to go over 750 per month. And that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one where we talk about how to allocate savings.